news for depositors at Imperial Bank as the central bank announces that they could get access to their funds as soon as Christmas. But the decision is not good for Imperial Bank shareholders who had expressed desire to turn the bank around. And as Adelaide Changole now tells us, it is the strongest warning yet that CBK's patience is wearing thin and that it will not hesitate to act.
Play ball or else. This is the message the central bank is sending shareholders of Imperial Bank as they begin a process that could culminate in the liquidation of the bank. CBK has been in talks with the shareholders since October, seeking 20 billion shillings that they say is needed to recapitalize the bank and mark history by making Imperial Bank the first ever to come back from receivership.
If the plan is executed, if the shareholders come through with what we are requesting, that the depositors will actually get their deposits back. In a sense, it will be a much better solution than closing a bank.
But the shareholders have been dragging their feet on the issue, prompting the CBK to issue 2 separate notices expressing their concern with the state of affairs. In the latest statement, CBK said Imperial Bank shareholders had failed to provide adequate assurances for the implementation of proposals that will enable the prompt reopening of the bank and the resumption of normal activities for its customers.
So we are really pushing on that angle. Now, I cannot say more in terms of the fights that we will have to do with them. But frankly, you can be sure that it won't be, it will be very clear that where we want to go and how quickly.
And now the CBK is upping the ante. The bank has endorsed Kenya Deposit Insurance Corporation's decision to give depositors access to their funds, releasing 8.6 billion shillings that will facilitate the move. As a result, 44,300 depositors who had less than 1 million shillings in the bank will get all their deposits, while some 5,700 depositors who had more than 1 million shillings will also get a portion of their deposits. The funds will be channeled through KCB and DTB, which will also review the remaining deposits and loans to determine what portions could be transferred to the 2 banks and under what terms. The decision effectively backs the shareholders into a corner, forcing them to either fulfill the conditions set out by the CBK and avail the finances CBK deems necessary to turn the bank around, or suffer the consequences.
But you can imagine how it would look if actually all the burden was by depositors, which would be completely unfair. So in that sense, there's that element of fairness which we need to work on.
However, analysts say the strategy could end up backfiring on CBK, particularly given the loss of 89% of Imperial Bank's customer base. In their estimation, the decision thins the bank's value proposition and could therefore offer little upside for the 20 billion shillings demanded by the CBK. The ball is now in the court of the shareholders for the next move. Adelaide Changole, KTN Business.